lecture, but you have the interactive group task. So that's why we need to start right now, 15 past 10, so we can keep the schedule. Venla has given you a certain article about CSCL, which I hope that you have all written. So altogether during this class, you will form 5 different groups. Each group has been reading one article about CSCL. And I have a script for you that will help you to follow, to answer specific questions about that article. Good morning. Good morning. And this is in general the structure of the lecture. So first, introduction to the themes and general introduction about CSCL. Then forming the groups and complementing the task. So I will give you each group will have 30 minutes time to prepare the task. But you will only have about 5 minutes to introduce your findings about the whole class. Basically, after you have done the lecture task, send your final answers to me, so we can all see them via Beamer. I hope that some of your group members do have a laptop or some device with you. If not, that's not a problem. You can also do the task with paper and pen. And because each of the groups have been reading different articles, so after this lecture, I will do a collection about the summaries that you have done. So each group will finally have a kind of summary of 5 different themes about CSCL. So, why CSCL? Why computer-supported collaborative learning? So it offers very many different types of pedagogical techniques that will stimulate the students' thinking and learning in collaboration. But like collaborative learning, or CSCL, is not a theory, but it's rather an instructional method. So depending on what are the aspects of computer-supported collaborative learning that one wishes to enhance, it will also kind of frame the lens from which to look at it. So basically, computer-supported collaborative learning, it's a collection of different types of methods, and also one can choose different type of theoretical framework to tune into CSCL. But why computer-supported collaborative learning is so fascinating? It enables learners and instructions to be geographically dispersed. And also it eliminates the need for learners and instructors to be co-located for meetings and discussions. But also it allows learners to engage in learning at any time. So those are the basic advances of computer-supported collaborative learning if learners are not located at the same time or same space. So, computer-supported collaborative learning offers means to implement pedagogical techniques. Yes. It's the same slide again. Sorry. Yeah. Yes. So what do the letters CSCL mean? So CSCL is about learners learning together with the support of computers connected to each other via network, internet, or whatever. Well, of course, computer-supported collaborative learning can happen in face-to-face settings, where computers or other devices are used as a means to support learning. For example, in some study recently, the instructors used WhatsApp to support learning. So instructor used WhatsApp to provide in-time support for learners in different points of the learning progress. But what is the most important is that it includes learning, aspect of learning, which needs pedagogy and some type of pedagogical script or solutions. You just had a lecture about collaboration. So in computer-supported collaborative learning, it also occurs with others, and it needs to be social to at least some extent. And takes place through or is facilitated by computers and makes use of technology. So instructors kind of love CSCL, but the problem is that when asking the students to collaborate or learn together, it does not necessarily lead to good learning outcomes. So it has failed to be the wonder tool that instructors have expected it to be. Especially in computer-supported learning, the problems, well, they are kind of the same than in face-to-face collaborative learning, but they can also be due to the different aspects. For example, learners do not necessarily work together. They engage to cooperative learning rather than collaborative learning. They fail to coordinate their activities together. Or learners do not engage in effective collaborative learning process. They do not participate in argumentative discussions, but mostly in CSCL the learners are not aware of the other group members, meaning that what they do, for example alone, how they contribute to their collaborative group work. So, because of these problems, there are different types of research that can provide one lens to zoom, but also to support some aspects of collaborative learning. Maybe not all aspects, but some aspects. So, typically in the context of collaborative learning, the term script is widely used. So, script means a specific procedure that instructor designs and the students are expected to follow throughout the course. And there are certain types of scripts, like scripts for argumentative knowledge construction and scripting for assigning roles. Those scripts kind of prompt individual students to participate in productive argumentation via, for example, specific sentence starters or via assigned roles. But then also in the CSCL there are these social awareness tools that enhance group members or they increase group members' awareness of other group members. But there are also different types of aspects of social awareness that can be enhanced. And also recently there has been development of scripts and scripting awareness of self and scripting socially said regulation of learning. Well, there has been many scripts to enhance individual regulation, but not so much the group processes. So each one of you have now read at least one article about these issues. And why did I ask you to do that? Because computer-supported collaborative learning, it's not a theory, but it's a pedagogical and instructional method. And whatever aspect of collaborative learning is supported, it always includes also a theory or some central concepts behind, which are then operationalized in some sort of form in CSCL environment that can specifically support that aspect. So, your collaborative group task is the following. But you all know that which group you belong to. Yeah. That's great. So, and you each have, well, if you haven't read the article, never mind. Maybe some of your group members are. But also these questions are kind of specific. So you don't have to read the whole article, but rather to find out answers to these questions. So first, what is the purpose of the article? It's often written in the introduction or at the end of the theoretical framework. And then explain 3 to 5 key concepts that are used in the article. In that, what I mean is that, because those articles are about CSCL, so they have provided some kind of support for a specific aspect of CSCL. For example, to argumentation, group awareness, socially said regulation of learning, group awareness and reflecting, and that kind of issues. So find out those concepts from the theoretical framework, that why, like, what do they mean? And then you will find out what aspects of CSCL was supported. So it's basically the same. And then take a look to find out what technology was used and how was the support delivered. That typically it's in the procedure in terms of the structure of the article. And then was the support for individuals in a group or for the whole group. And then find out, was the support effective? Whether the script that was used in the specific article, did it enhance learning? If not, did it enhance something else? The people who have been reading the Miller and Hudvin 2015 article, there is nothing about if the support is effective or not. But maybe you would there think that what are the future directions of how this support could be delivered for the students. So you have now 35 minutes time to complete the task. When you have done the task, send answers to these questions for me. You can work in any place you want, but be back in this space 11:05.
And how do we send the answer? By email? Or?
Yes, via email.
Okay.
You know my email.